Full disclosure, I've been a Jordan Peele fan since his Mad TV days. Damn, I missed that show. And when I found out he was getting into directing horror movies, I actually wasn't all that surprised, since comedy and horror both require skillful awareness of how to build and release tension. I really enjoyed Get Out, but don't worry, I promise I'm not trying to shield for Peele. For example, I wasn't a fan of Keanu, mostly because I felt that style of comedy, while great for short sketches, got stale for me when trying to stretch it out for a whole film. Besides, Keanu had a different director anyway. Plus, I guess I'm biased against cats. Right off the bat, you'll recognize Winston Duke and Lupita Nyong'o if you saw Black Panther, as they played M'Baku and Nakia respectively. In Us, they played the parents of a family being hunted by doppelgangers known as the Tethered. I just realized this kid's totally jacking my style. Anyway, I got really invested in this family because they have great chemistry, and it's been a while since I actually gave a shit about what happened to characters in a horror film. They all do a great job playing themselves, as well as their creepy doppelgangers, with Duke providing much of the comic relief, and with Nyong'o as a clear standout for her very impressive performance. This film masterfully handles its visuals and audio, not only to create disturbing imagery, but also to visually support the overarching themes of bondage and duality. It's very clear that a lot of effort went into the details of this film, and it was clearly meant to be analyzed and watched several times over. The final sequence is especially brilliant as it shows off editing finesse in a way that's very rarely seen in film. Even the trailer for Us deserves its own award for its clever use of audio. It got people hyped and had theaters in my area packed. I remember trying to guess why the doppelgangers were after this family, like, oh, so they got a nice summer house and a boat, so they're an upper middle class black family. I got it. Lupita, you should be scared. I bet the homies found out you voted for Trump, huh? Nobody votes for Trump in this hood. I only had a few minor gripes about this film, but they are easily forgivable for most people. For example, while the trailer was great, it did give away some scenes and it sapped away some of the impact of the ending for me, since I was able to see it coming. The first time you hear the Tethered speak, it actually took me out of the film, as I found these strange speech to be more silly than creepy. Thankfully I got used to it, and they don't talk more than they need to, and I bet the rest of the audience was probably too enthralled to care about this detail. Lastly, there were a couple of cliched horror scenes. Este pendejo, what the f*** are you doing? Get the back in the house, do they look like friendly people to you? Why are you making white people mistakes? But I can't really fault the film too much for this, since it handles these scenes about as well as they can be handled. Ultimately, Us is a unique horror experience that breathes new life into the horror genre, and is well worth seeing in theaters. I give it 9 dog humps out of 10. I noticed that when talking about the soundtrack, a lot of people bring up Lunice's I Got 5 on It, but y'all forgot about the OG track called Thinking About You by Timex Social Club. So take that, music nerds. If you like this video, you know what to do.